What's up, crypto legends? The price of Bitcoin lost major support level, and this is not good, of course. As long as we're staying beneath $67,000 range, this is likely to fall down to much lower levels. In today's episode, the most important levels to take into consideration for those day trading setups, because yesterday on the live stream, this played out very nicely. We were looking for that bounce at the $68,200 range. We did bounce almost to $70,200, over a $2,000 pump here, and we were talking about this on the live stream. Make sure to take some profits as we do arrive to $69,000, $70,000, the point of control of this entire range. We held beautifully that low, which is right over here on the chart, as you can see. This held very nicely, getting that epic bounce. However, where did we get resistance, guys? Well, it's pretty obvious. It was at the highest volume node from that consolidation back up to that point of control from this range and then straight back down. We have lost today a major level of support. We're going to go through the scenarios in today's episode, so make sure to stay tuned. Remember, Bybit, my #1 crypto trading platform. Spoken to them, you get the best deal down below, 20% fee reduction. And if you cannot trade on Bybit, you have 𝗬𝗫xe, of course. That is the best second alternative that I do see out there. No KYC, with an email and a password. You can sign up for 𝗬𝗫xe. Extremely easy to use as well, just as Bybit. Let's dive in here, guys, and let's go through the technical analysis, keeping it really simple. As you can see on Bybit, I am speculating here with good risk management still to catch a possible low, okay? I do see that bounce possibly happening at this range, and I'm just gonna keep it simple. We have a naked point of control. We are currently trading beneath it. I'm looking for a potential double bottom right there, but more locally, we are forming local double bottoms. This is why I enter these long positions. These local double bottoms are also valid for me to speculate that this could get a recovery, and I'm targeting the VWAP and the dead cat bounce highs. You do not need to just getting into this SFP. I did actually get stopped out once, but you can get into the local double bottom scenarios here as well to speculate for that bounce. This is a classic zone where a recovery could happen. Come all the way up to that dead cat bounce high, okay, from the major drop that we've had early this morning, and also kind of in confluence where the VWAP is. Be defensive, of course, once you get that rise to the upside. If you do get stopped out at break even, then you're just looking for another trading setup. Now, let's zoom out here. We did lose the major level of support. Which was the major level of support here? Well, that was the point of control from the last 3 to 4 weeks. We're looking at the price action since late February. So we're looking at a month of price action, and we did lose this point of control, which was sitting here at $67,000. As you can see, highest volume node, breakdown, bounce back up. And when we zoom in on the chart, what we can see is that it acted as resistance to perfection once we got that breakdown. This is the naked point of control from that price action, okay, of the 24th of March. Let me just make that clear, all right? You got a naked point of control here. The 25th of March, right over here. Big breakdown, no reaction as support. This was in confluence from the point of control of the entire month of March's price action, okay? When we zoom in on the lower time frame, look how it acted as resistance to perfection, okay? Very nice indeed. Beautiful resistance right over there at the $67,000 range. This is classic for a possible double bottom. Of course, these are hard to catch. They wick down again, then they wick back down again, you know, and then it gets choppy till it actually gets the huge bounce. It's probably going to happen right now. I did get stopped out once, like I mentioned, in this swing failure pattern, jumped into the long position, got stopped out, got into a more local double bottom right over here on the 1 minute time frame. They are still worth to get into those double bottoms, okay? because I very much realized that we could bounce from this zone, and that is purely based as well as that we are hitting the 618 Fibonacci from the pivot low of the 20th of March. We got two pivots here just to take a look at Fibonacci, this one and this one. And if we do take a look at the lowest pivot to the highest pivot created here just a few days ago at 71,800, we just tapped the 618 to perfection right there, which you can speculate, hey, this might get an epic bounce, okay? So it's still worth getting into a long position here because you very much could get that bounce possibly to around about, the $67,000. That is where we do have the highest volume node, and we also have VWAP very close to that $67,000 range. So very good to speculate on long positions, managing your risk very, very well, of course, just getting into those low double bottoms, very much understanding that you could have that move to the upside to claim those lower highs. Let's talk about the next scenario, guys. Like I said, I do not know if this is going to hold. I don't know. I am speculating that it is going to get the bounce, and the classic zone where to hit is the dead cat bounce highs, right? This is just such a classic level where the price is just going to come up and claim the liquidity, right, from the shorters entering the market the last few hours. That is where I want to take some profits, no doubt. But I do not know if this is going to be the low. This might just reject from these highs because it has a high volume, and we might turn around, might get stopped out here with this movement to the downside. Like I said, it's still good to speculate with good risk management. Be defensive once you earn some pretty decent profits. If we do come down, claim this low again, get back above it, you might be forming this kind of descending wedge structure till you actually get the pump to claim the highs. You can have multiple attempts if you're managing your risk. You're in profits, put your stop loss close to break even. If you get stopped out, it doesn't matter. You can get back in. You're losing peanuts here for a possible big win where you're paying yourself, 3 or 4 times your stop loss potentially in the coming hours, right? This is kind of the day trade setup that I'm looking at the moment. If we were to get that break down to lower levels, guys, there's really not much support that we can rely on. If we do take a look at the fixed volume profile from the month of March, you could arguably discuss, you have the value area low of the entire range is sitting at $64,800. Could we just create a bit of more choppiness here to the downside, testing the lows, pivot low, pivot high? The 61865 Fibonacci is at that zone. No doubt I'm interested here in a possible long position to bounce maybe $1,000 or $2,000. I'm really not that ambitious to say we're going to pump from here to all-time high. I'm a day trader. I realize where we have the resistance levels, and I would be happy to take profit at the VWAP. So that is the scenario that I'm looking at here, guys. Choppy, right? This might happen the next coming hours. You can get into those opportunities with good risk management. If you do drop down from this level, then obviously I'm looking at the daily. There's a daily level right over here. You got this pivot low. You're probably hitting the 0.88 Fibonacci from this pivot low right there to the pivot high, where you have the daily, where you have this low. You could create a quick local swing failure pattern right over there to get a bounce of several $100s at the $62,200 range. 0.88 Fibonacci, you got a daily. You also have this pivot low for that swing failure pattern. Possibly a bounce of a couple of $1,000s could happen right there at that level. If we do get a bounce, guys, watch out for the resistance highs. If we do claim the dead cat bounce highs, okay, in the next coming hours, this is definitely a swing failure pattern level, okay? It could actually get up to this level at 67,200. Just claim that liquidity. It's a classic level for a swing failure pattern. The dead cat bounce high, okay, boom, range high basically, and you basically, reject a few $100s with high probability from that level, no doubt. If that were to be the case, you reject from the level, interested in a quick short scalp, okay? VWAP is probably going to be support here. It's going to be interesting because you might just break above the VWAP, all right? Boom, and then VWAP is going to be a bit of support. You might have another attempt to the, to higher levels. This is a nice scalp of a few $100, make some quick gains. If we do get a solid breakout, we do not swing failure pattern from these local highs right there, naked point of control, they acted as resistance, you get a solid big breakout. This level over here where we're managing to hold as support could flip into resistance, no doubt. Fibonacci from the highs before the drop to the ultimate low level. This is where we have the 61865 Fibonacci, where we have a proven level of support that could likely be resistance and get a pullback also of several $100s, even possibly $1,000 right over there. Take a look at these levels. Take a look at the reactions, double tops, double bottoms. They are the golden zone where we can get into the trading setups, guys. Let's take a look at some news. Remember, 20% fee reduction on Bybit, guys. My #1 crypto trading platform. Also, 𝗬cie has great deals if you don't want to do KYC. 𝗬cie is also a great platform to trade with. Remember also crypto profits. Change them into euro. You guys in the European Union, you do have the K app. Really simple to use, easy friendly, best on-off ramp, crypto profits into euro. You have the K app, guys. Extremely low commissions, and they are coming out with the debit card very, very soon. Crypto debit card. Check it out, guys. You also have a link down below in the description, totally free to use. Let's go here with a little bit of news. Liquidations. We don't have much liquidity beneath us, to be honest, compared to the liquidity at $72,000. There's over $1 billion in liquidation. There has been some, over $1 billion in liquidation in total with this massive drop, but we still have lots of liquidity above $72,000. Will we manage to get a bounce all the way up there? And, I prefer just a range here, range trade, look at the levels, get into some beautiful day trade scalping scenarios. Higher time frame, it doesn't look too great. I do believe that there is a high chance that we could go to much lower levels. Of course, higher time frame, when we do take a look at this, we could be forming a little bit of a higher, larger symmetrical triangle. This ABC scenario doesn't mean that we need to come all the way down to claim those lows at $61,000. It could be a flat in a triangle, right? It could be an ABC flat in a triangle, and then you're just going to create another higher low right there at the $63,000, $64,000 range, and then get a massive move to the upside, or even from this level, right? But overall bearish, right? Overall it's looking a bit bearish. We've broken certain levels of support. The only level where I would be, actually confident to say, hey, this is looking pretty good for a recovery, is breaking above that point of control of the last, month, basically in March. You break above that level, it's not going to be looking too bad for the price to actually get a pretty decent recovery, okay? We do have some resistance levels, of course, like I mentioned, that level of support from yesterday, 618 Fibonacci from the drop. So just play it level to level, legends. Let's take a look at a little bit of news, of course. We do have liquidation heat map. Longs flushed. We have had, a lot of billions of dollars, $4 billion in shorts to $74,000. Of course, lots of long liquidations have happened with this recent drop, and we have $4 billion in liquidations all the way up to 74. So we're looking at 72, 73, $74,000. Could we manage to get those short liquidations? Is the price bullish after this major drop? We're just going to have to see how the price bounces from this major level, because we are hitting an important zone, guys. The naked point of control, we are hitting the 618 Fibonacci from this pivot low to that pivot high. Maybe this zone could get a pretty decent bounce in the next coming hours. We also have April 1, yesterday, net outflows for US Bitcoin ETFs, 88 million, minus 88 million, primarily due to 303 million outflows by GBTC. GBTC dumping here, as you can see, very aggressively every single day. Legends, thank you very much for joining. I will be doing a live stream afterwards, so make sure to subscribe to the channel. Check out my Bybit tutorial to learn how to trade on that platform, and I will see you in the next one.